Welcome to Beautiful You. My name is Becca Starr, and we are here to help you grow and scale and master your business skills as a woman, as an entrepreneur, and as a healer. If this sounds like you, please subscribe to this channel. And if you love this episode, please leave a review. Welcome to Beautiful You. My name is Becca Starr, and this morning I'm going to be answering some questions that I get from people that contact me with coaching inquiries. And they're hot topics, friends, so let's dive in. I get questions often about coaching, and it may or may not be right for somebody, but the questions I get, I find are very helpful to see what's going on with women who would be seeking coaching. So it helps me improve my business. If you are a service based business owner, I encourage you to really pay attention to the questions that you get, not just from your clients, but from potential clients who haven't started working with you yet. And as I do, compile a list in Google Sheets or somewhere where you can easily access it. Have a frequently asked questions page on your website and really start to speak their language. So, as a business owner, that is just a tip I want to throw in here before I start to answer some of these questions. Now, friends, when I have been getting questions lately in the last few months, I want you to know that if you're feeling overwhelmed, because we're in quarantine 2020, we have so many things that are just not what we may have planned this year. That is a really common thing to be happening this year. So I want you to understand that you're not alone. And while you might feel isolated, because I think that a lot of people are kind of going through all their own things and really feeling isolated, you're not alone. And I hope that this episode helps you in more ways than just kind of growing your mindset, which is what we're going to talk about most today. But I really hope that it helps you get your feet planted on the ground, really your head still very high so that you're still dreaming and planning and reaching for the stars. So let's dive in to Kimberly's question. And she had written about positive habits. So that was the main, there's a few options you can choose. And she selected positive habits, is what she was looking for help with. A 29-year-old nurse in grad school, a single mom of two little girls. I feel like I was made for more, and I feel driven to create and diversify my income, but don't know where to start. I feel I lack the follow through to accomplish the things I want in my life. Now, as a listener, I wonder if you hear that last part and have that same initial feeling that I had. Now, Kimberly, I know you want to create more, and we're going to talk about that. But most of us listening, drop it in the comments if you agree with this. Most of us listening feel that being in grad school, a single mom, two little girls, it's not that you lack follow through. And I want to hold you up for all that you have accomplished. And I want you to hold yourself up for all that you are doing and that you have accomplished to date. And you can do more, and your life will grow, and we'll talk about your income. But when we have a certain perspective about ourselves, it will color everything. Now, it's one thing to look for coaching and let me know what your challenges are. But if you are truly walking through your life in grad school as a single mom to two little girls, as a nurse, and all of the things that Kimberly mentioned here, and feeling that you haven't accomplished enough, or something's wrong, or that you lack follow through, I promise that most people in your life most likely do not think of you as somebody who lacks follow through based on those particular details. And I want to give you my very first suggestion, and then we'll talk just a little bit more about the other pieces of it. It's up to us to be our biggest cheerleader. So let's just say you were in grad school with two little girls and you were ready to create and maybe do more. You feel like you're here for more. But instead of believing or feeling or connecting with that thought pattern of, I think I lack follow through, I think something might be wrong with me, I think I need some help with this, what I want you to do is shift your perspective and be the one that initially thinks, Kimberly, talking to yourself, girl, you do amazing. You're in grad school, you got these two little girls, you even want more for your life. You don't know where to go right now, but oh, honey, you are doing amazing. You woke up this morning and you went to work, you fed your girls, you brushed your teeth. So literally, even if on your worst day where you feel like, yeah, but Becca, it's not really that good because all of these things, I didn't do all of these things. You can look at all of those things, but what I challenge you to do is to really look at the things that you are doing and that you are doing well and you are doing right. And even if it is brushing your teeth, even if it is feeding your girls, if it is the most simple things, those are the things to anchor yourself into. Because again, if you are not your biggest cheerleader, no one else will be. So what I want you to do is first take steps every morning and every night before you go to bed to acknowledge what you're doing. Not just what you're grateful for, but what are you doing that is amazing. When you start to build off of that foundation, you're going to start to have new ideas that will naturally flow to you. Because if you are truly feeling called to do something different right now, create something different, there is nothing wrong with that. We are here to create and continue to create, and that just builds upon itself. But with that perspective that you're doing not enough or you lack something, if you're building off of that, it's never going to be enough. So I could give you the steps to grow an amazing, extraordinary business, diversify your income based on my own knowledge, and you will never be enough. You will never feel proud of yourself then if you can't feel truly proud of yourself now. So that's the goal. It's to be able to ask for help, but also with the confidence that many of us actually don't have. And we need somebody to remind us to truly love ourselves, lift ourselves up, speak to ourselves so kindly and support ourselves more than anyone else, because I don't care who you have in your corner. I don't care who's got your back. I don't care who's been cheering you on. You cannot ever feel it within if you're not doing it for yourself. And it doesn't come from anyone, no matter how loving. It doesn't actually matter when it's external. And if somebody externally is supporting you and lifting you up and saying all the right things, chances are you're probably not going to believe them internally anyway because you don't believe it yourself. And if you believe it yourself and they are there to support you and cheer you on and say all the right things, it's just going to lift you up and validate what you already know. And it's going to feel so good because you already know that and you can see, other people know that too. So I want you to first start with your self talk. So if you're like Kimberly, you're feeling a little unfulfilled, and you can see on paper it all looks good, it's sometimes not about doing more, it's about thinking differently, it's about talking to yourself differently. So I really, truly hope that this helps as far as your self talk conversation goes. And thank you for reaching out for some help, Kimberly. I want to talk a little about diversify income. I have another question after this that also asks something similar. Now, I have an article I'm going to put a link to in this episode, and it's just foundational um, income spending. It's a spreadsheet and it's an article just about how to um, really get some clarity at a foundational level. And I'll put the link in the episode notes. On top of that, I want to say if truly, with a lot of self love and a lot of self kindness, if you are somebody that's in school and you're taking care of two little girls or young children and we're in quarantine 2020, start making plans to add something. I truly prefer your own business, a service based business or an online course. I really recommend that because if it's an online course or it's your own business, it's something that it's on top of maybe your 9 to 5 job or your job as an employee, and nobody can take that away from you. If you are interested in investing, you can start small, and I'll send you some links for that. If you are interested in that, I just attended an amazing virtual summit, which had a lot of masters at finances and investing and budgeting, and they were all women, and they were speaking to women who are moms, and especially women who are entrepreneurs. And they do this every year. It's already completed, but the websites and the links and the resources are very valuable. And I'm not sure um, if Kimberly has a great knowledge already on how to invest and all of the things, but it's basic, it's intermediate, it's advanced. So you'll find something for everybody there. If I'm not going to put that in the show notes, if you're interested in that, please let me know, and I will personally compile the list and then make sure that you have all those links to all of my notes that were from that event. It was really very valuable. And I think women, especially, we need to diversify our income and feel really proud of our budgeting and financing and our skills with money. So, Allison, I'm going to answer another question here, and this is based on career. Allison wrote, I am 30 years old and in the middle of switching careers and feel very lost. I also need a lot of help with budgeting and finances. So, just again, I'm going to put my own article in there. When you start to empower yourself as somebody who's good with money, then you will start to see a really big difference in how you do um, feel about your confidence, how you're not as insecure just in the world. So, taking steps to have just an education, first of all, and knowing how to use spreadsheets and knowing how to apply them for your own personal life. Because I could um, find a spreadsheet that works for another family, and maybe I have found a website and they give me these tools. What works for someone else's family and their own money clarity, it does not work for me specifically. So I basically take what I want and I leave the rest, and I just make sure that what I have in front of me is something that I want to use on a regular basis. It makes sense for my needs, and then it's something that I'm committed to. So, I want to talk a little bit about growth mindset and fixed mindset, which I was kind of talking around when I answered Kimberly's question. With a fixed mindset, you feel stuck, you feel lost. You don't really, it's not just about feeling a little bummed out or stuck, it's about believing that you have to switch careers in order to find happiness. It's about believing you're not doing something right and it's always going to be like this. There's certain fixed mindsets that we take on as we grow up as a kid. And then as we get older and we are with our friends and we have different experiences in life. So whether you think this universe is kind or unkind, you are right. Whether you think that you have to work really hard and buckle down and, just all the sweat and tears, whether you believe that you have to do that in order to be successful, or you believe that abundance and amazing experiences and work opportunities will easily flow to you, whichever way you believe, you are right. And you're going to experience those things. So, the more you can kind of get behind the fact that you are adaptable, the more you can get behind the fact that you're a money girl, or let's say you're not feeling great about your health or your body. And when I see, especially 2020, I mean, I started to gain weight, and what has helped me reverse the course of that is instead of thinking the normal, natural thoughts that I would personally think, which are, holy crap, I'm getting fat. What's wrong with me? Oh my God, what are you not doing? Are you getting old? Is this menopause? So, all of these things that are really critical and they're not lifting myself up, they're not believing in my potential for transformation. They're truly judging my experience. And then they can look at the scale or the pants getting tighter. And those experiences validate these negative thoughts. So you might be able to relate to all of that with the body. And what works for me is instead being aware of when I have those negative thoughts. And then it doesn't happen right away for me. So even being in this world of self-help and teaching it and being a coach, it takes me a minute. I mean, this time probably took me a good 2 months. It may be more because I think I have to recommit and recommit and recommit. And that's the thing, guys. It's not going to be overnight changes that we experience when we get our mindset straight. When we start to master our mindset, we become masters because we fall off so often that we get to make the choice again and again and again. And we're building off of that more and more over time. A lot of things don't change overnight. We build off of things. So if you're building off of negative beliefs about yourself, where will you end up? If you're building off of positive, empowered thoughts that truly love yourself, imagine that. So I want you to build off of this belief that you are a money girl. You are good with money. Now, you might think that's insane. I know I'm not good with money. I can't even save $20. Like they told me to save $10 a week. Nope, I can't do it. So you could point to all of these things that you've experienced so far. And what I want to encourage you to think, instead of basing your future off of your past, is believe that you haven't quite figured it out yet, but you're willing to. And instead of having that fixed mindset that you're not capable of it or you're just not good at it, adopt a growth mindset where instead you believe in your potential to learn, to figure it out, to change. And so the best way I have figured out how to do this is something I think initially came from Tony Robbins, where what what we tell ourselves, what we believe about ourselves is true. If we believe I am a money girl, I am good with my finances, even if it's because I looked at my bank account today. I'm getting better and better every day, but like if you think that you are a fitness, you're really into fitness, then you're going to make different decisions and your actions over time are going to change. If you continue to come back to this belief that you're consciously choosing, even if you've never thought this way about yourself before, the more you can change the way that you see yourself, even if you don't think it's true yet. If you can see yourself as a money girl now, then you start to believe that you're capable of it someday. And that's where you're heading. And where do you want to head? If you think you're bad with budgeting and finances, then every single bad decision you make, every dollar you spend, it's going to validate that you're not good with money. And so, yes, there are actions to take. Again, those links I can share with you, friends. There are steps to take to empower yourself and educate yourself and make better decisions. But you will never be able to follow through or make right decisions about these things if you don't even believe that you're capable of it. And so today, again, we're really talking about mindset. And then I'm going to end. Let me see how we're doing on time here. We're at 22 minutes. So I have a pretty interesting email from Bonnie, and she's seeking spiritual guidance, coaching, life direction, purpose. She has so much in here. She's a disabled vet with severe PTSD, and she's making these wonderful lifestyle changes. She has joined Weight Watchers and she's doing yoga and meditation. And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to save this for my next episode. I'm going to keep this one short at 20 minutes, and I'm going to come back with Bonnie's question in my next episode. And it's a good one, and we're going to unpack it. And I don't want to rush through it. And I don't know if this is helpful for you, but you can certainly go to my podcast page, and right up at the top, there is a action button you can click, and you can ask me anything that you'd like for me to answer on our show here. And if you want to do coaching on the show, we can do that as well. And also, there is a link on my website for coaching. So I don't work with everybody that emails me, and sometimes people are inspired to ask for help, but then when I follow up with them, they're not quite ready yet. But the questions I get, again, are really insightful. And if you're a business owner, I hope that this kind of helps you in your personal life, all the things that we covered today, but also just to remind you how important it is to listen to people who are coming to you with questions. What are they facing? What are their challenges? You could literally create an entire program. I could create a money program based on the questions that I get. I haven't done it yet, but there are enough potential clients and actual clients out there that need help with their finances. Now, I'm not, I was going to say, I'm not a money expert. However, I know enough, and I know that I am a money girl, and I know how to have peace and confidence and clarity with my money. I love spreadsheets, and I know how to coach you to your next level. And then if you truly want to start investing and really get great and become more of an expert with it, I know who to refer you to. But based on the questions that I get, I could and should actually create a money program because a lot of my potential clients experience struggles with that. So it would be answering the call to be of better service. And that's what I want you to do in your own business. And we have a wonderful 4-week program to start a business. If you have thought that you know you could help people with something specific, you have something that you're good at, people really see that about you, and you see that about yourself. You believe in yourself, whether it is something healing, because we have Healing Profits Academy. If you're a healer, you're in the right place. And if you haven't quite started your business yet, this free program will definitely help you. If you are an artist or creative, or you are a mom who likes baking, we have a free program. So far, it's been called Start Your Business. It's a 4-week program. It's a free online week to week. You get access to each new module. We cover everything. There's videos, there's downloads, there's links and resources. At some point, maybe I'll start charging for it, but it is a super helpful step by step, holding your hand every single part of the way to get you into a full-fledged startup business ownership. So you will walk away with your own business. And even if you already have a business, it's a great sort of a revisit to the foundation of your business. So that link I will put in here. I'm going to add the article for money clarity. And this article was written this year. I think it would be very helpful currently in current times. And then I'm also going to throw in there something else I think that you'll love, because I think we're all feeling overwhelmed right now. I think that we're all experiencing some crossroads. I've heard of a lot of people making big decisions and moving. We've moved from California to Connecticut recently. I think a lot of people are looking at their jobs because there's not a lot of distractions right now. The world isn't really continuing on as usual. We're not doing all the normal things that they add to our lives, but also they distract us enough. So let's say you're not totally happy with your job. It's okay. You could ride it out a few more years because you have all these other things going on, and you just kind of manage it and feel more balanced because there's so many other things in your life. Currently, I find a lot of people are making really big decisions, not just with where they're living and what they have to do to get um, really more empowered financially, or kind of get through this global crisis, but also coming face to face with the fact that they might not be happy at all in their career choice. The amount of emails that I get about career being at a crossroads, not feeling fulfilled, and even from people that have been in the same business and the same company or that job for 20 years, and they've become successful. Those are some of the most common emails, because I think you're kind of face to face with it. Like, what do I do now? Do I go back to school? And again, Start Your Business. We talk about that in that 4-week program, because you don't have to actually go to school to start your own business. And again, diversifying your income, it's a really smart way to do that. Thinking about something that you're good at, creating an online course, it is, I believe, something to focus on now, especially right now. And we are currently October 2020. There has never been a better time to start your own business that begins to create passive income and will always be there after this year and after this pandemic. And so if you have anything inside your heart and it's calling you to do more, I would love for you to check out this free 4-week course. All the links will be in the show notes. Please subscribe. If you love this show, please leave a review, thumbs up. I am so grateful for you, and I hope you have a beautiful week. Thanks so much for listening.